Hey everyone, this is Josh Smith with Notebooks.com. Today we're taking a look at the ThinkPad Edge E420S. This is in the Edge line, so what that means is we're getting a notebook that's designed to be a little bit more price friendly, aimed at small to medium businesses, but it still maintains the look, the feel, the durability that you'd expect in a ThinkPad branded product. As we look around the notebook, one of the first things that we'll notice is a pretty decent collection of ports here. We have a USB 2.0 sleep and charge port, so you can charge your gadgets, standard USB 2.0 port, HDMI, mic, headphone combo jack. We have a Kensington lock over here on the right. As we swing around to the back, we have Ethernet, eSATA USB 2.0 combo, and a VGA port. We also have, what's really nice, a slot load DVD drive, power, and an SD card slot. Let's take a look at the front. One of the things that you'll really notice when you pick this up is you have a nice chrome accent, which gives the notebook a little bit of class, and a muted, matte, soft black finish. It doesn't attract fingerprints like a glossy one would, but if you have any kind of grease or sweat on your palms, it will rub off, and you'll want to clean that from time to time. Overall, a pretty snazzy look, and for the price point of around $699 to $800, depending on your configuration and sales, you get a pretty good looking notebook for the price. Let's take a look at the inside. Alright, so the first thing that you'll notice is you can kind of see some reflections in the screen. It's not too bad in this environment, but we do have an edge-to-edge infinity glass covering. It looks great, but one of the downsides is you do get gloss and throwback when you're in harsh lighting conditions. So that means you won't want this notebook if you're going to be using it outside quite a bit. We have a 14-inch display with 1366 by 768 resolution, which is adequate for most business users, although personally I prefer a little bit higher resolution just so it's easier to compare documents side by side. Up at the top we have a low light sensitive webcam, and then we can also turn on a light which will light up the keyboard a little bit, nowhere near as good as a backlit keyboard, but it is handy to have just in case you need it. Let's take a look at the keyboard and mouse. So as we dive in, we do have a very nice keyboard. It's not the same as you'll see on your enterprise level ThinkPads and not as good as on the X1, but it is still one of the best keyboards we've used. We do wish it was backlit and perhaps a little bit more curved to the keys, but spacing, feedback, travel, everything is just really nice. There's no sacrifices in terms of key size, as you can see, which is also a big plus. We also like that the top function row, as you can see, is dedicated to your functions, so you don't have to hit function to pull up your on-screen mic info or anything like that. You can just touch it and go. As we look at the mouse pad, we have a click pad. Traditionally these have given us some issues, and when we first used this we had quite a few issues, but a driver update that came down the pipe solved most of those. We can do 2-finger right click, we can do a 3-finger gesture. It's a pretty robust trackpad solution. There's also the pointer stick, which is easy to access thanks to the kind of cutout area in the G, H, and B keys. And we do have our mouse buttons that are for that, and you can use them if you don't want to use the click pad. You'll notice over on the right hand side we do have a fingerprint reader, which is a handy way to log in if you have complex passwords that you don't want to have to type in every time you walk away from your computer. Thanks to the overall design, cool and quiet running, as well as the powerful Sandy Bridge Core i5 processor and about 7-hour battery time, the ThinkPad Edge E420S is definitely a notebook you should consider for your small or medium-sized business, or also for students who need something that's going to last them throughout their college career. Head on over to Notebooks.com to see what we think about the ThinkPad Edge E420S, and for a closer look at its cousin, the ThinkPad Edge E220S, which is a similar version with a 12.5-inch screen.